Yeah, good morning, guys. Man up to our friends in the Philippines. Up on the screen, Colorado farmer, Gina Fat Pants, and Fatso the Bohovel Bum. This is part two of the series of videos that we did when we exposed Gina. And in this video today, guys, if you remember, Bossog got involved after Gina and started emailing Colorado farmer. And today we are going to expose Bossog. We're going to show you the inner workings of the Bohovel. You are going to see the grifter at work, and it's quite shocking, to be quite honest with you. And Bossog has released a video, a response video, to a video that's not even been released yet. And you've got to ask yourself why he's done that. He's done that for damage control. He's done that to preempt his strike against this video that's going to expose him as the absolute grifting scumbag that he is. Damage control is what it's about. He knows what he put in that email, and we are going to expose it today. And that's why he uploaded the video preempting it. A grifter trying to cover his tracks. And with that in mind, guys, I want you to take a look at the first screenshot of the day, and let's get into this video and expose the lump of lard grifter from the Bohovel. Take a look at the screenshot. Yeah, guys, so in this email to Bossog, sent by Colorado farmer, the first email, I will quote: "Hi Brian, this is Brian aka Colorado farmer. I'm surprised you are thinking about quitting the farm. I contacted Gina about getting Tatai to get a crew together and build my house. I thought he would like the job to make some good money for him and Gina. I guess he's not interested. Anyway, maybe you and me can make some kind of a deal to help you save the farm. I think you'll like it there on your farm, and it's a good place to raise your son. Sorry I haven't contacted you until now. I've been selling my cows and getting other machinery etc. ready to sell because I'm retiring. Thanks. Regards, Brian." So there's a couple of things that I want to point out before we continue. That email up on the screen there, sent by Colorado farmer, at no stage, and you can quite clearly see, did Colorado farmer give out or say he was going to send or donate any amount of cash. There's no figures up on that screen, and any figure was never ever mentioned. He mentioned he'd like to do a deal to help him save the farm, but a cash amount never mentioned. He did say he wanted Tatai to build his house, get a crew together, offer Gina a job, so Tatai could earn some good money, and that's about all the content there is. That's one thing I want you to remember. No figure was ever mentioned. The other thing is, if you received an email such as this, and you were not interested in any help, any kind of donation, then a quick short reply such as, "Thanks for your email, but we're not looking for any kind of help or donations, but do support our channel." That would have sufficed. That would have done. However, we are dealing with the alpha male, the brain surgeon, the lump of lard scumbag, the Bohovel bum. And what we're about to show you is Brian's reply. That reply was so long that we had to split it into 3 and put it onto 2 different screenshots. So, no figures were mentioned in this email, and a short reply from Brian would have been adequate. Just remember that. So with that in mind, guys, let's have a look at the narcissist from the Bohovel. Let's have a look at his reply, shall we? Take a look at this next screenshot. Yeah, guys, this is Boss Hogg's reply to Colorado. The first of 3 pages, and let's get straight into it. I quote, "Hi Brian, sorry for the late reply. Your email somehow went into the spam folder, which for some reason I have not checked for almost a year. Lucky Gina suggested I look in it. As far as William working on your house, be patient. He is in high demand at the moment, and perhaps from him working with and for me, as well as other foreigners, he might be a little concerned with being up to the task of a complete house build. Yes, he has built his own house, but it is mine far from the standards most likely wanted by a foreigner, and I agree. Perhaps a combination of not wanting to let you down and not wanting to be yelled at for subpar work. He is skilled carpenter, but not a contractor. I guess what I'm saying, or trying to say, is that he can build you a safe and comfortable house of a high Filipino standard, but to which a typical foreigner might say, you don't really expect me to move into that, do you? Up to you if you want to move forward, and that's just my thoughts. I don't want to blow you off the idea, and we'll just stop there for a minute, guys, and just do a little recap on that section. So there you have it. In that first section, he threw Tatai under the bus. Clearly stated that Tatai's work is subpar, and not up to any kind of standard. And I got the feeling that when he said Tatai was in high demand, you'll have to be patient. The alpha male was putting his foot down. The alpha male was asserting his authority by suggesting that Tatai works for him. Tatai is his manslave, and if you want my manslave working for you, you come through me. Now, guys, completely threw him under the bus. When he thought Tatai was going to make some money, he wasn't having it. And this is the scumbag that he is. So, we'll carry on. So that was kind of the first section, was there. And I quote, as far as helping out with the farm, here are my thoughts. Do I think I can make it profitable with the ideas I have to move forward? Yes. Do I think I have the skill needed? Yes. Do I have roughly $6,000 I need to set it all up? No. Unlike what the trolls after say, I do consider myself an honourable and honest man, perhaps a bit prideful as well. For me, that is way too much to accept as a gift. hang on a minute, Brian. Hang on. You're sitting there now suggesting that Colorado may have wanted to invest 6,000 USD. We pointed out earlier in this video, no amounts were ever mentioned. You have introduced 6,000 US dollars into this conversation. You alone. You sowed a seed there. That's exactly what you did. And of course, you had to mention trolls, and you have to say, I consider myself honourable and honest, despite what the trolls might say. Why would you insert that, Brian? Are you trying to give yourself a reference? Are you trying to reassure Colorado Farmer? I think so. You're trying to set him up to be suckered. And of course, honest and honourable. Well, let's have a look at that, shall we, Brian? Do you think it was honest to groom Rick and rip him off and tell Rick to kick rocks? Was that honourable? I don't think so. What about Jason? You insert $30,000 into the fish business guy, Jason, and I will make it happen, you said. Jason lost $30,000. You didn't lose 1 centavo. You ripped Jason off. Was that honest? And was that honourable? And then, of course, we have G.D. Meade, who, when he asked where his money had been spent, he was told to kick rocks. Was that honest? And was that honourable? And what about the land agent from the San Francisco property who lost out on the fees for the said property, Brian? Was that honourable? Was that being honest? I don't think so. What about Linda? Making Linda live in that mosquito rat infested nipper hut to guard your fish, your shrimp. Was that honourable? Was that honest? And then, of course, having been told by Doll to pay Linda the going rate, you had to be took in front of a committee to pay that woman the going rate. Was that honest? Was that honourable? And of course, there are many people that you've ripped off, and there's some people who are too ashamed to come forward and admit they're embarrassed that they were conned by a lump of large scumbag like you. So to sit there and even suggest a $6,000 gift, it was never ever mentioned. That is you planting a seed. You are an absolute scumbag. You were testing the water to see if Colorado Farmer would take the bait. That's exactly what you were doing. And I will continue, guys. He then goes on to suggest a $50 super chat for a nice dinner is one thing. That amount, i.e. the $6,000, is entirely another. He then goes on to ask a question. A loan, perhaps? No to that as well. Because if I had such a loan, my obligation would, of course, be to repay it. Really, Brian? What guaranteed income do I have to repay such a loan? $700 a month from a YouTube channel. I simply cannot risk it. We need that money to live on. If you have experience as a farmer or a stockman You know how risky it all is. It takes a bit of luck. I give myself a 7 out of 10 in skill needed department, given the turmoil of pork prices caused by ACF, the lockdowns and sales restrictions caused by COVID-19. So in that section there that I just read out, guys, he is suggesting that a $6,000 loan is out the question. He doesn't want a loan. And a gift, he's testing the water. A $6,000 gift is way too much, he says. That's another question, another poser he is put into Colorado farmer. He suggests that he makes $700 a month from YouTube, which is Fantasyland. He then goes on to mention the fact that being in business is a risk. Taking a loan out is a risk. So he's ruled out completely wanting a loan. So there's no point in Colorado coming back and say, well, I'll give you a loan, Brian. So guys, we're on the final screenshot here. On the right hand side, we got to, from this side here, we got to caused by COVID-19 and the almost total loss of the farm from Typhoon Odette. I give myself 0 out of 10 in luck department for the last 4 years. And the bottom line is is reasonable skill and no luck equals 0. So from my perspective, all I can see going forward is to continue doing things slowly and half-arsed. Work as hard as I'm able and hope for the best. I do want to keep this farm and make it profitable, both for myself and Maricel and all those we employ, and also as a legacy for Charlie. Were he to choose to be a farmer. But as I see it, I really have no choice but to continue doing the best I can with what I've got. Truly, I don't want to offend you, Brian. A man such as yourself who would offer to help or offer his help to a stranger never met is a rare thing in this day and age. I'm grateful you took the time to reach out, but I see nowhere to move forward. Now, let me just stop there, guys. Let me just stop there. In that section, he does say he wants to make it profitable. This is nearly 6 years down the road, and he's still trying to make it profitable. He also mentioned little Charlie's legacy. No mention of Blake, his firstborn son. No mention whatsoever. He also states in that section he sees nowhere of moving forward. And what he's referring to is the fact that Colorado was offering help. He was offering to work out some kind of deal. What Boss Hogg doesn't want to move forward on is a loan. He doesn't want a loan. He doesn't want a partnership because he doesn't want to share any profits. He doesn't want a loan because we all know he would never repay that loan. He is looking for a gift, and he planted that seed right at the very beginning of this email, the $6,000 that he needed. And this is a sentence that I want you to take note of here. Right at the very end, he says, maybe you have something in mind I have not thought of. If so, let me know. May you continue to be safe and well, Brian. I'll repeat that, guys. Maybe you have something in mind I have not thought of. If so, let me know. So he's suggesting there that Colorado gets back to him. And he said something I have not thought. Maybe you were thinking something different. What he's saying is that he don't want a loan. He doesn't want a partnership. He wants a gift. He's hoping and praying that Colorado will take the bait and Colorado will say, yes, Brian, I will invest in you. I will gift you the money. Maybe you have something in mind I have not thought of. Brian, you thought of everything. You took the time to sit behind your computer and spend hours writing this email. Or is this email the same email that you send dozens of other people? Is that it, Brian? You set out quite clearly here to try and snare you $6,000. And guys, I just want to remind you of the email that Colorado sent. If anyone can point out where Colorado farmer even suggested $6,000, please do let us know. In fact, Brian, let us know where this $6,000 gift, loan, investment, where was that ever mentioned in this email? It's not there, is it? That's because you're a liar. You're an absolute grifter. And what we have seen in this email is a grifter con man at work. You preempted this video coming out by doing your own video and skipping over lots of content and not mentioning different things. We have revealed everything. We have laid it out bare for everyone to see. You know that you screwed up by sending this email, and that is why you're trying to cover your tracks now. That's why you're trying to belittle Colorado farmer. Oh, I didn't really get taken in by him. I knew he was a scammer. I knew this, I knew that. You even suggest that Colorado farmer was bashing Filipinos. Well, what about your neighbours? One of which has had to leave the neighbourhood. What about the locals that were stealing your fish, shooting and poisoning your dogs? What about that, Brian? Is that bashing Filipinos? Guys, what you're seeing here today is the inner workings at the Bohovel. You have seen a con man, a grifter, caught red-handed. And now he is crying wolf. He is trying to cover his tracks, backtrack, and do a cover-up. But we've laid it bare, and it's there for everyone to see. And guys, I did promise that I would tell you who is Colorado farmer. So, who is Colorado farmer? Colorado farmer, guys, is someone who went about his journalistic investigation very stealthily, kept his cards very close to his chest, and did what any investigator would do. Kept a low profile, cozied up to Gina, cozied up to Boss Hog, and got their confidence. There's many examples in the past of stings being done by journalists, and I class this as a very classic journalistic investigation sting, and it was carried out by none other than Gary Charles, who contributes to this channel videos and is investigating, is gathering of content. So guys, big thank you to Gary, and till the next time, bye for now.